So my name is Mavis Ayeju. I'm the CEO of ME Solutions. I think it's always interesting to kind of talk about how and why one has transitioned into agriculture, because I think a lot of people in the business now, or who have been in the business for a while, ironically, actually had something else they were doing before they went into agriculture. So I had more a career in corporate brand management and marketing. So I was managing multinational brands and their marketing campaigns for Nigeria. I think my transition into agriculture started in 2015, 2016 during the oil crisis when, our economy was severely affected. I felt like, promoting multinational brands that are not necessarily manufacturing or producing anything locally or creating, substantial amounts of jobs wasn't really the kind of thing I wanted to align myself with. I felt like, it's one of the things that, is making it difficult for our economy to sustain itself, from importing too many products and not exporting enough outside of oil and gas. So I basically met a scientist who had been experimenting with soilless farming, and that's kind of how I got into it. I was very fascinated by the idea or the fact really that plants really don't need soil to grow. They actually do extract nutrients and water and oxygen from the soil. So the soil in itself is actually not necessary. Not to mention the fact that in the soil, plants actually really have to fight and struggle, throughout their cycle, competing with other plants for nutrients and oxygen and water. And then there's obviously a lot of pathogens and bacteria and some of the things that are a bit more difficult to control. So soil farming in general, really, I found it very interesting, and I really kind of dove into that. We ended up kind of re-engineering the aeroponic system, which could also be applied to hydroponics, where aeroponics basically means roots are hanging in the air, and they're sprayed or misted with nutrient solutions and water at specific cycles as they require. And normally these kind of systems run on electricity 24/7 because they require a lot of energy. And I didn't think like that was going to be sustainable in agriculture in Nigeria, having a system, a great farming solution, but something that requires a lot of electricity. So I re-engineered it to only run or have a requirement of about an hour of electricity per 24-hour cycle. So so we basically have been in research and development for the past 4 years, which obviously takes a little bit longer in a country such as Nigeria because there are not a lot of technical resources that can actually allow you to, go through these processes and engineering processes a lot faster. So it's taken me a lot of time to do this, but thankfully we're kind of at the end of the stretch. So we're launching our soilless farming system later this year. So our operational model or our business model is operating as a service provider. So meaning, commercial farmers or people who are interested in diversifying, they want to go into agriculture, they have a little bit of land, but they don't know how to get into it. So we can come install the system, manage the produce for you, manage the crop that we grow in it, and then potentially also distribute the produce. So that's kind of our business model on our soilless farming systems, which obviously just had a longer runway in terms of development. On the other hand, we also went into social impact commodity trading. The reason why I'm saying it's impact is because, we're not just trading commodities, so we're not just buying and selling cashew, but we're actually really working very closely with the farmers, everything from training to providing better pricing, just a bit more of a transparent pricing model rather than just taking the maximum margin possible. So just like Deji said, it's actually a lot more beneficial when you provide premiums to smallholder farmers because for one, it empowers them, and two, you will also get a better product, right? So we started this with cashew in 2018. We started very small. I think it was more trying to understand the sector. So we only traded about 38 tons, but then we really increased that by our second season, where we did a trade of 500 tons, and then last year we did almost 1,000 tons. We try as much as possible to buy directly from farmers. The point being that a lot of times, having 4, 5, 6 middlemen between the farmer and the final off-taker obviously also affects the price that the farmer actually gets, because these traders are all adding their own margin. So we're kind of the only middleman, between the farmer and final off-taker. So obviously our pricing is much better. We also buy from small level aggregators as well, so not just only from farmers. And then we facilitated multiple trainings on like farming practices, better post-harvest practices. We've done some of that in collaboration with the Nigerian Commodity Exchange. We've done it in collaboration with Olam. So we've partnered with quite a few bodies to kind of provide support on the farmer engagement. The cashew season is actually about to start. So, by next year, we're looking to scale and now expand the locations that we're operating in, and also expanding the communities we're working with, and potentially also the states we're working in, as well as also commodities. So we'd also look at going into cocoa cocoa trading and community impact on that end as well. So I think that's pretty much what we're about. I think I've kind of summarized it, but I think during question and the Q&A, people can get more information if they have more questions or they want any more details. Inga?
Thank you very much, Mavis. We've really enjoyed that. Well, kudos to you for bringing such a technology to Nigeria. I guess we're privileged to have a special one here that decides to go against what others are doing, planting without soil. That's interesting.
I know. Planting in the air. It's just hanging in the air.